All the inside jokes and the times we spoke will stay frozen in the past. You gotta hold on to the little things.
Welcome back to Shade Reacts Live. I am Shade.
I'm Hannah. I'm a licensed therapist.
And if you guys have been following along, you know we have been diving back into Rin, and we're super excited to check out the newest song, or not the newest, the next song in the Inpatient saga. That implies that they're all tied together, and we know they're not. But the Inpatient album that collection that he's doing with Chris Webby, and this is Caskets. Now, we recorded the first three of the Inpatient series as a batch, like in one night. We're going to do the same tonight with the next three, which I believe is Tarantula and Smoking Gun. So we'll listen to those three tonight. But we did learn from the comments that there are premiere footage. So we went to the Rin Make stuff, and it actually looks like there's two things. There's something called a song for anyone who has ever lost somebody that looks like it's promotion for Caskets. And then another it's starting the premiere countdown, which is a 2-minute long countdown that he does for the premiere. So we're going to check those out and then do the full breakdown reaction of the music video for Caskets. So if you guys are new here, Hannah's a licensed therapist. I'm a YouTuber that reacts to music. So I'll be breaking down the music video, when I'm hearing what I'm seeing, and then she'll be breaking down and analyzing from a mental health perspective of the lyrics, because Rin is really good about tapping into that. Yeah. And we have a lot of fun doing it. So we'll be pausing and kind of chatting through the song as we go through and rewinding a bunch. So if you're new here, that's your warning. Also, please subscribe to the channel. About 90% of the people that watch the videos on my channel actually aren't subscribed. I don't think it's because only 10% of you guys like me. I'd like to think it's because you just don't think about subscribing. So if you do think about it, because I'm reminding you right now, please hit subscribe. Helps out a lot, and I'd really appreciate it. So without further ado, let's jump into the premiere countdown and a couple of the videos leading up to Caskets by Chris Webby and Ren.
Welcome to Shade Reacts Live.
I still think your version of screaming that is just as good. Just as good.
Sure.
I've lost quite a few mates in this weird adventure called life. And the more people that I lost, the more I started to reframe what death even meant. For me, it became useful to look at it not as an ending, but as a point in the same circle. An exhale at the end of an inhale, or like the tide returning to the ocean. And maybe death hurts so much because we've wrongly convinced ourselves that we're separate from everything. That we don't come from everything, and therefore return to everything. It gets easier for me if I look at it like that. If I look at it like the last notes at the end of a beautiful song, or the end of a movie that makes you go, damn, that was a good film. I'm gonna watch that one again. I'm gonna tell all my mates about that one. Anyway, I miss you, man. I always miss you.
Wow. It kind of reminds me of something that I can't take credit for. I'm not the first person to say it. But this idea that grief is love with nowhere to go. That ultimately when we lose somebody, all of the love and the care that we were giving to that person doesn't have anywhere to go anymore, and it turns into grief. So kind of looking at it like part of the cycle, right? And that our love just changes into something else, like an inhale to an exhale, or the end of a good movie, right? I love that concept because it really does allow for us to see grief as a part of life, because it's something we all go through, right? And there's different versions. I think that there's the more traumatic loss, or the more acute loss, or the sudden loss, and then there's the really drawn out loss that comes with someone who's reaching their end of life, and they know it and the people around them know it. But yeah, it's a really beautiful way to look at it, to say that it's a part of the experience of having a relationship with somebody.
Yeah. I mean, saying that grief is love with nowhere to go is probably the thing that I've always held on to whenever, I mean, if you're watching this, I assume that the demographics of who watches these videos is all over the place. I'm sure there's people who are watching this video who are, teenagers in high school struggling with their own things, people in their 20s going fresh out of college or out of school trying to figure out the footholds in life. And then there's people like us who are, you know, in our 30s, we feel like we got shit figured out, but there's always stuff that you run into. And, you know, 40s and 50s and retiring and like maybe switching up careers like midlife, and like everyone's going through different things at different times, but something that every single person will experience is the loss of somebody that you care about.
Yep.
And so these sort of songs, and I obviously this we're about to watch the premiere countdown. We haven't even gotten to the actual substance yet, but you can just tell obviously from that short 40 or 50-second video where he's just talking to the camera in a way, like you can just tell he's just, it's almost poetic the way he's speaking, that he's looking to tell a very personal story. And I'm curious. I haven't heard enough of Chris Webby yet to really form like a strong like opinion. I've loved everything he's done with Ren that I've heard, but you know, I'm like, how much of that is Ren's influence versus like Chris Webby's original style? So I want to check out some of his stuff on his own. But I'm really curious what his influence is going to be on a song like this.
Yeah.
Because we've heard him in kind of the goofy, fun stuff, the more like intense, you know, jam session type things. And this seems like it's going to be a lot more of a hit you in the face sort of song.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
let's jump into this is the premiere countdown. So for all of you that were there, oh fuck. You know, there was people in the comments saying that
I'm already tearing up.
there's people in the comments that said that during this live premiere, there was an abundance of people sharing names in the chat.
Yeah.
A sort of a way of communion with each other, which is really strong.
Yeah. I think I said it in one of the earlier videos that grief is it's a communal experience. It's a universal experience. It's, what a cool thing to do, to be able to create space for everybody to grieve individually, but grieve collectively too. It's an incredible idea.
Yeah, you really get you gain a little bit of faith back in the humanity of people in moments like this, because most people, I'm sure there's still a shithead in the chat, but most people take a moment and reflect and take it seriously and like take that moment to hold the space for those that are going through this, even if they don't have anyone that comes to mind, and you're lucky if you don't, but maybe you're not, because there's something really powerful in loving someone so much that their memory stays with you far beyond their passing. Right. And I feel lucky to have loved people to that degree too.
Yeah. I do really love that he talks about all of the different things that you get to feel.
Yeah.
Like because I think that there is when it comes to grief, there's a lot of misconstrued supposed to around what you should be feeling. Like it should look a certain way. It should just be sadness. You shouldn't be thinking about anger or regret or numbness. Like something's wrong if you're thinking about it that way. No, like whatever it is that's coming up in grief is supposed to be there. And it's interesting. I talk about this a lot when people are going through their own grief, is that it's categorized in two things when it comes to the technical diagnosis of grief. There's complicated grief and uncomplicated grief. Uncomplicated grief is the pain that we feel when we are grieving something, right? And it's actually very healthy. It's weird to call it uncomplicated, right? Because it's arguably one of the most complicated things we go through as a human being. But if we are allowing ourselves to feel what we need to feel, it is technically uncomplicated. If we are seeking support when we need to seek it, it is technically uncomplicated. Again, I don't like the terminology. It's not my terminology. It's just what the DSM uses. Complicated grief is interesting because that is when we get trauma tangled up in grief, in my opinion, right? That is where we start assigning the shoulds. That's where I shouldn't be this sad anymore. I shouldn't be angry. I shouldn't be numb. I should regret I did the wrong things. I didn't love them enough, whatever it is, right? That's where things get complicated. And I think with grief, the best thing we can do for ourselves, and the thing that I work really hard to do with the people that come to my office that are grieving, is help them grieve as cleanly as possible. And that means feeling what you need to feel. And it's painful. It hurts. But that's how we learn to live with it.
I was gonna say the same thing.
I'm sure.
Yeah, it's complicated. Very complicated.
Yeah.
Wow. He blows out the candle.
It reminds me of Fort Joe.
Yeah, same kind of background.
Yeah. The candle, the city.
The candle.
Yeah.
I mean, I would imagine that. I mean, we saw in that short video, he said, "I miss you, man."
Yeah.
And I'm sure Ren, just like most of us, has experienced more than just one person, right? He's had more than one Joe, I'm sure. But there's always someone who comes to the top of your mind when you think of these things. And for him, maybe that is Joe. Which, I mean, I have mine.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay. We haven't even started yet. We haven't even gotten to the
I'm
actual
really excited
video yet.
I'm really excited to. It's a weird word to use, excited, but I'm
thrilled.
looking forward to seeing how he did this, because he already does such a good job of exemplifying grief. I just know I know they took a lot of care in how they were going to represent this in artistic form. So.
Oh, you mean they as in like Chris and
Ren? Yeah.
Okay, you had me confused in thinking that like Ren had like come out as like non-binary or some shit. And I'm like, dude, there's no way I've been.
I realized I was
saying
he, but it's a collaboration.
Yeah,
so I
was
meant
like,
they.
I know I've been. If that's the case, I've been fucking this up for a long time, and I felt real bad. I was like, if you knew this and you were just letting me fall on my face for all these times.
No.
But yeah, again, that's what I'm curious about Chris Webby, because I feel like, and someone called it out in one of the comments one time that you know, we give a lot of love to Ren. And I mean, listen, that's what a bias is. Like, I know Ren. I'm familiar with Ren. We've been listening to his music for over a year now, and reacting and dissecting, not just listening, but dissecting it. We just don't know Chris Webby yet. So
we're starting to.
Yeah. So it's if you're a big Chris Webby fan and you're watching our reaction, there's no hate. I just don't know the guy. So I've seen Ren. This watched his behind the scenes of how he makes these videos and what he goes into to create the content. So I understand how much goes into every single bit of this media he releases, whether it's those little shorts, the premieres, full-on music videos, lyrical videos, any of it. So it's just, I can call that out and talk to it because I've seen it.
Yeah.
All right. Inpatient, Caskets. Let's go. Love the guitar riff.
Yeah.
If I don't wake tomorrow morning, empty shoes on the side of the hall, and if my number stops calling, picture frames hanging up by the door, you try to reach right in and hold on to the little thing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I can tell where this is going because we know from the previous videos. Something I want to call out just on this scene, the way they filmed it, and this is just this is just like cool movie making shit that they do. It's all about focus. So traditionally, when you have a single object that you want on the focus, you would put him center.
Yeah.
You would always put your object in the center of the frame. But because this isn't meant to illustrate that he is the object is him next to the empty chair.
Yeah.
And so they actually have him off center,
Yeah.
so that you, as you're watching, you feel like you want to look at what's not there, which is exactly what he's doing with this empty chair here.
You know, the thing, and this is such a small, like, it's not a small thing, but when they first opened the scene, my first reaction is, oh my gosh, this looks like my grandparents' house. And now that actually makes a lot more sense, because ultimately I'm sure they went with the 1970s style on purpose, because of all of people our generation's grandparents bought their houses in the 60s and the 70s. So this is a house he probably shared with his wife for 50 something years. So
damn,
that's cool.
But they slip to retry calling. Picture frames hanging up by the door. You try to retry it and hold on to the little things, but they slip away. But it's okay.
Oh, that's cool.
'Cause I had a hell of a time. Know that I had the time of my life.
He's wearing the same outfit.
Oh, yeah.
I thought so. He's wearing the same outfit.
Wow.
But they slip away.
I mean, almost.
But
Close
it's
enough.
okay.
Yeah.
'Cause I had a hell of a time. Know that I had the time of my life. So remember me and smile. All of the souls heading back home down a one-way road. So it
that
goes.
line. All of the souls headed back down that one-way road.
Heading back home
Yeah.
down that one-way road.
Wow.
I mean, that you can almost say, I mean, he's hinted at some sort of higher level, like, phrases and terms. It's never felt super preachy or anything, but that line right there definitely feels like, if you're religious, you definitely relate to that.
Yeah.
Heading back home down a one-way road.
Mhm.
And it's interesting because this is such a scene focused on these two and their love life and his memory of it. And I love that they went into the picture, because it's like he's reliving that moment, not just looking at the picture. He's like living that life through her, these milestone moments, the engagement, the wedding, buying their first house, probably the same house we saw earlier.
Probably the same house.
Caskets closed. And if you get that sinking feeling, thinking about the time we shared, I hope it helps you with your healing. Knowing that I wasn't scared, I savored everything. I pressed the wood up against my skin. I was lucky, I guess. I always found the beauty in the mess. You gotta hold on to the little things.
Oh, that's a beautiful scene. So he's obviously stressed about bills.
Yeah.
He's stressed about bills or something, and she comes to tell him the news that she's pregnant, I think. And it completely shifts his mindset.
Yeah. Yep.
I always found the
beauty in the mess too. Man, I wish more people could.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wish more people could.
mess. You gotta hold on to the little things.
This reminds me of Up.
Oh, don't say that.
It does. This reminds me of Up.
Come on. In his little chair. His little chair.
I'm just saying.
When another one goes, one will find their wings. Then they'll find their way home, little take and give. Into the unknown and the changing tides. The sun sets low on an endless sky. So much we don't know, I don't know why. But I'll be fine, 'cause I had a hell of a time.
It's the same chair.
Yeah.
Know that I had the time of my life. So remember me and smile. All of the souls heading back home.
It's just like life in the house. It's just being able to see all these different moments of joy and care, and they're bringing friends and family in too, which is super cool because it's the things that you don't think about. It's not just like their times together, it's also times with other people too. Yeah, that's a really cool way to show it.
It's more real. I think people are going to really, really resonate with this music video and with this song because the song has this upbeat, cheerful tonality to it. It's got this really kind of smiley melody, is the way I'll describe it. The very warm acoustic guitar sound. But simultaneously, like, you know, the output of this song, like, you know, the ending.
Yeah.
Or at least we think we know the ending.
Yeah.
He could pull some Violet shit on us, and you never know.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, he's showing like what real like life looks like.
Yeah.
You know, even for the happy family that got married and bought a house and had kids, right? The, you know, that ideal state that so many people strive for, and is like they keep showing him struggling, and
Yeah.
she keeps having to pick him up. She keeps having to go reassure him, and then they have a cheerful moment again.
Yeah.
But then now she's not there. So
Yeah.
what does he do?
Yeah.
One way and smile. All of the souls heading back home down a one-way road. So it goes
Shit.
till the caskets close.
Shit.
Oh, their friends are getting older.
Raise a toast
Yeah.
as the curtains close and the sunset fades to black. So the story goes, we all walk
Oh,
with
his friend
ghosts,
passed.
no one-way tickets back. The
I know that
casualties
phone
of our
call.
memories that slip right through the
Oh.
cracks. All the inside jokes and the times we spoke will stay frozen in the past. You gotta hold on to the little things, but you gotta let go just a little bit. I guess we'll never know what tomorrow brings, but just know you're not alone in the thick of it. I know it feels cold when the caskets close. Stories untold on a headstone. For those who grow up.
Stories untold on a headstone.
Yeah.
Man, I'm sorry. I'm not really reacting right now, but
I'm reacting. I'm just not doing it out loud. Yeah, that's just looking at it from the idea of the heartbreak, you know, and who's going to stand by you with the heartbreak.
yeah, it's always tough. Like, what? It's hard to put weight behind, or it's hard to weigh the scales of what is a worse loss, right? Family, friend, whoever. You know, family that's been around you your whole life because they're family, or friends who you choose to be in your life because they're your friends. Yeah, I think that's a really tough phone call to receive.
Yeah.
And I mean, I saw it immediately. I knew exactly what that was.
Yep.
All the inside
jokes and times we spoke, yeah.
Frozen in the past. You gotta hold on to the little things, but you gotta let go just a little bit.
Damn.
I guess we'll never know what tomorrow brings, but just know you're not alone in the thick of it. I know it feels cold when the caskets close. Stories untold on a headstone. For those who grow old, it'll fly by in the blink of an eye. So we'll have a hell of a time. Know that we'll have the time of our lives. So remember us and smile. All of the souls
Remember us and smile.
down a one-way road. So it goes until the caskets close. We'll have a hell of a time. Know that we'll have the time of our lives. So remember us and smile. All of the souls heading back home down a one-way road. So it goes until the caskets close.
Was that Chris Webby?
I don't know.
Is this Chris Webby? Because he hasn't really been in this song that I
Yeah.
know of.
I think they're both singing,
So
but
it goes
That makes
until the
sense.
caskets close.
oh my God. You guys were not kidding. And I did not bring tissues. Bad therapist. Ugh.
So what'd you think?
I didn't analyze a lot of this. I just felt it. But
Let's do it now. Let's break it down. This video is only 25 minutes long. These are rookie numbers, Hannah.
Yeah, it's so universal. Yeah, just watching how people are bringing forth their pictures of all their loved ones. The dog got me. That got me.
That's the one that got you.
No, all of them got me, but the dog got me. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough topic, but I think the way that Ren and Chris are approaching this song is such a healthy way to go through it. Of like, I mean, just like he said in that poem or whatever he wrote, that quick little excerpt he did that we reacted to in the very beginning. Remember 30 minutes ago when we first started watching this video? Even that quick little excerpt where he says things like, you know, it helps him to think of it that way, to think of, you know, someone passing and reflecting on their life as if, you know, it's a really good movie that when the credits roll, you think, damn, that was a good movie.
Yeah.
I can't wait to tell my friends about how good of a movie that was.
Yep.
And man, that's such a better mindset than getting stuck in the, like you said, that complicated
grief,
where you're like, man, if only I did this, or I should have done this, or like, that's not helpful.
Yeah. Well, this feels, that's such a good way to put it, because this feels uncomplicated. This music video felt uncomplicated. There's no shoulds in it. There's no move through it faster, right? Or you should be over this by now, or any of the crappy things that people say about grief. And sometimes we say to ourselves in grief, there's none of that. It's just, yeah, we grieve the things that we lose. And that's such an indicator of how special it was, you know?
And and he, I was thinking of the lady in the music video.
Yeah.
Like Ren's portraying her having like Alzheimer's, right? Is that what that was?
I think so, yeah.
And I don't think he could have picked a better representation of an illness for what the song was representing, of remembering, right?
Yeah.
Like she was unable to remember at the same level as she used to, and he is remembering it for both of them.
Yeah.
Where throughout that music video, she was the one kind of picking him up when he needed it. Like he was stressed about the money, stressed about whatever, and then she came and brought him good news or comforted and put her hand on his shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
But then at the end, he was the one who was trying to give her comfort.
Yeah.
Feed her, hold her hand in bed. Man.
That was so well done.
I stand by what I said. I'm happy. Sorry, the dog's back here. I'm really happy if you've never experienced that and you're watching this and you're seeing our reaction and thinking, man, I hope whenever I go through grief, I can think of it in that way. And I hope that that's helpful. I hope Ren's helping shift the way people think about this. I know it's going to be tough when that happens for you to be like, well, Ren said to do, but I mean, seriously, it's a really good way to go about it. But I mean what I said. I mean, there's also a lot of beauty in the fact that we can have so much affection for somebody and they can have such an impact on your life that you feel this way long after they're gone.
Yep.
Right. Hannah's reacting to the dog because we, you know, had to put down our dog. And that affected both of us pretty heavily. Right. I reacted to the guy receiving that phone call because I've gotten that exact same phone call.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird how time goes on and you can feel okay and be good, but then something will remind you of it and it just hits you like a train.
There's a perfect analogy for this, actually. And again, I can't take credit for this one. It's not mine.
I'm wearing a smiley face on my shirt. That's not the right.
It's okay. We can smile in our grief.
I just noticed that.
But it's the ball in the box analogy. And I highly recommend everybody look it up. It is the perfect representation of what grief is like, because when we all have this button in this if the box is life, right? We all have this button in the box, and the button is the pain button, right? And when that pain button gets hit, it gets hit. The pain button never goes away. It never gets smaller. The pain button will be there forever, right? And when we lose somebody we love, a giant ball is put in this box and it's constantly hitting the button, right? The button never goes away, but the ball gets smaller over time. So over time, the ball starts to hit the button a little bit less, but this music video literally hits everybody's pain button. So it makes sense, right? This is the pain button getting hit. And that's a part of grief, right? That's how we know it's still there, but we grow around our grief, right? It's something we learn how to carry. And it is okay. Just like he said in the pre-video, it's okay when it comes up. That's normal. That's so normal. It doesn't mean that we're grieving wrong. It means we're actually grieving right.
So anyways, subscribe to Shade Reacts Live. Damn, man, that was heavy.
Yeah.
So the plan was to record the next 3 tonight. This took a little bit longer, so maybe we'll do just one more tonight. But I hope you guys enjoyed our take on this. I'm sure you guys that are watching this are probably watching other reactors, and I'm sure other reactors are all taking something different from this, which is part of the beauty of music, is everyone can interpret their own way. So hopefully you enjoyed our ramblings about it, and if there was anything that related to you, or if you want to share a story of, or like Rin said in that candle video, if there's a name or something that pops up and you want to share that in the chat, Hannah and I read all of the comments, and so we'd be happy to hear your story and provide support, even if it's just through the YouTube chats. It's something that we enjoy doing. So appreciate you all. We'll see you guys in the next video. Until next time. Peace.
Bye.